Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Talk Tottenham here with your host Tom, previewing our next match today, the 5:30 kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We welcome Liverpool this afternoon in what will prove to be another really tough test for this Tottenham team, but fresh off the back of a 2-2 draw at the Emirates and unbeaten in our first 6 games of the season, things are really looking good for Tottenham right now. So we go into this game with a lot of confidence. But as I said, this is another big test. This is another big test. Again, playing a team that's unbeaten. Liverpool, I think, have won 5 of their 6 games with a draw at Chelsea, if I remember, on the opening day of the season. This is going to be a really tough test. Am I confident going into it? Yes. Do I think we can get something? Yes. I am a lot more confident. I think we've played really well at home this season. If you look at the United game and the Sheffield United game, we were the better team. Definitely in those 2 games, we controlled the ball. So I'm looking, for a similar approach in this game, for the boys to just continue doing exactly what they've been doing so far this season. That high pressing, aggressive football where we don't sit back. We press. We play high pressing, attacking football, looking to get down the flanks. And yeah, I'm really obviously I'll be giving you my prediction at the end of this video, but I think it's going to be a fantastic game today. It's going to be a great game. Liverpool are a different team this season. It's not the Liverpool from last season. This is a completely different side. Klopp has changed the team around. They've made some new signings. I was looking at their lineup in the last game, and I have to say it was a frightening lineup. With the likes of Nunes and Salah. McAllister's come in. They've still got Van Dijk, Robinson at the back. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to be fit today. They look like they've sorted out their defensive problems from last season, so they're not conceding the goals that they were. Having said that, we're a completely different team this season as well, and I think it's going to be a really end-to-end game in this game. I think there's going to be goals in this game. I did get my prediction right last week when I said it was going to be 2-2 at the Emirates. Let me give you my predicted lineup first, and then at the end of the video, I'll give you my score prediction. And again, why change something which isn't broke? The formation, I believe, will stay the same, 4-2-3-1. I don't see any reason to change it. I think in this game it's more about what we can do to Liverpool, how we can hurt them, as well as minimising their threats. But the defence has been great this season. Starting in goal will be Vicario, who hasn't really put a foot wrong. I thought he was excellent last week again at the Emirates, making some really good saves in that first half. So yeah, Vicario to keep his place. Starting at right back will again be Pedro Porro, who I have to say, and I'd love to know what you think. I think Porro is probably. I think there's a good shout to say that he's probably the most improved player this season for Tottenham. I think he's been really good. What's impressed me most about Porro is that he really seems to have improved defensively. I thought he was really good defensively last week at the Emirates, and all season long, he's been doing the right things. We know how good he is going back the other way. He can take on his man. His final ball, his delivery is excellent, and we know he's got a goal in him as well. So this game, I'm really expecting Porro to provide that width, and I think he can be a really good weapon for us in this game. Right centre back again, Christian Romero, who probably came out of last week's game probably a little bit disappointed. The first goal, the own goal, yeah, in the replay it did look a little bit rash, like he's sticking his leg out like that. But then at the same time, that ball's probably come across probably quicker than you can imagine, and he's just reacted. Usually that ball's going to be going out for a corner or a throw, but he's just sliced at it, and it's ended up in the goal. Overall, though, I thought, barring those two mistakes, I still thought Romero had a really, really good game last week as well. So yeah, he's going to be starting, and next to him will be Mickey van der Ven. Now, what a brilliant buy Van der Ven has proved to be. I've said it in other videos. He just reminds me so much of Vertonghen, just the way he moves, the way he passes the ball. I tell you what, if he can be half the player that Vertonghen was, I think we've got a great player on our hands here. And the early signs are that he is going to be that type of player. He's just so strong. He's so muscular. He's so tall. His pace is just brilliant as well. They're complementing each other really, really well, Van der Ven and Romero. So Van der Ven will be starting at left centre back, and then coming in at left back will be Destiny Udogie again. Destiny Udogie. Again, I've been really, really impressed with Udogie this season. I did say this in my post-match reaction at the Emirates. I thought what impressed me most of all about Udogie last week was that he picked up that booking for that foul, for the yellow card on Saka in that first half, and he had to play about 85 or 90 minutes because of the 10 minutes of added on time at the Emirates. He had to play that game with a booking, marking Saka. And not only did he didn't sit back, he didn't hesitate going in for tackles. He was still really winning the ball and being very, very physical. And I was just so impressed with Udogie last week. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing him play again today. So that's the defence. Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogie. Now moving on to the double pivot. First player on the team sheet will be Yves Bissouma, who ever present this season. Bissouma, what a second half that man had at the Emirates last week. I thought he was a little bit more quieter in the first half. We didn't see him so much. That's probably a lot to do with Arsenal having most of the possession. But in the second half, when Spurs got a grip on the game, Bissouma was just carrying the ball, getting himself out of tight spaces, moving us up the pitch, and I've been pretty surprised, to be honest, with how well Bissouma's played, because I didn't realise the quality that man has got on the ball and the skill that he's got is frightening. It's absolutely frightening how good that player can be. So Bissouma would be the first player in that double pivot. Playing next to him, Pat Sarr. So Sarr. I feel like maybe his performances in the last couple of games have kind of tailed off. So we do need to start seeing a little bit more from Sarr again. I still thought he put in a really, really good showing. It's difficult for Sarr because he started the season so well. He's built a bit of a reputation for himself. So because he's kind of tailed off in the last couple of games, I just want to see him going back to that kind of more box to box player that we saw in the Manchester United game, getting on the end of things, like Bissouma driving up the pitch. But Sarr and Bissouma, I think that partnership in the midfield is a big reason why we've been so good this season, and they provide a lot of physicality. They get their foot in. Their passing has been really good, and I love this whole like I say this box to box mentality that they both have. Okay, so then moving on to the front three, the three behind the number 9, playing just in front of that double pivot will be James Maddison again. Now, Ange just come out after the Arsenal game and said that actually Maddison and Sonny were actually playing with knocks in the Arsenal game. Let's hope it's nothing serious. I haven't heard anything this week in terms of them being ruled out. So Maddison to start in that number 8 role. He's going to have such a big responsibility in this game, just like he did at the Emirates. Let's see if we can get him and Sonny linking up like they did in that game. But yeah, Maddison has just been electric this season. The weight of passes, the skill, the vision. I'm just really, as all Spurs fans are, we're just so delighted to finally have that playmaker in the team that we haven't had since Christian Eriksen left the club. And at the same time, Basuma can probably be that Moussa Dembele that we never replaced as well. Let me know in the comments if you see the similarities between those players. But Maddison has a big role to play in today's game. We need to try and turn them around to attack them. And I'm really looking for Maddison again to be playing Sonny in, and for Sonny to be stretching the play, and stretching probably Van Dijk and Matip at the back. So playing on the right hand side today will be Dejan Kulusevski. I thought Kulusevski had a really strong showing at Arsenal. You could tell that Zinchenko was backing off. He wasn't really quite sure how to cope, I don't think, with Kulusevski last week, and I think we're seeing a different Kulusevski this season. We're seeing glimpses, and I will just say glimpses at the moment of the player that we saw when he first arrived at the club, because I still think there's a lot more to come from Kulu. We're not quite seeing the end product that we saw when he first joined, but what we are seeing is we're definitely seeing a player who's more confident on the ball, who's prepared to take his man on, and normally there's a really good pass or layoff at the end, and he's already got 2 goals to his name. I'm backing him to get on the score sheet in this evening's game. I can see it. I can just see Kulu scoring a goal. So Kulu to start in the wide right position. In the wide left, now if he's fit, then I think Brennan Johnson will start. Now he started at the Emirates. Seen a lot of comparisons to Dele Alli from Brennan Johnson. I can see it. Just in the way that he moves, he's got more pace than Dele ever did. But just the way that he moves and that ability to get on the end of things. He was really unlucky not to score at the Emirates. He actually had 2 chances. Actually, he really should have put away, to be quite honest. That one of them was a brilliant save by Raya. But if he'd caught hold of that shot, then he would have scored. But I think. It was a little bit worrying to see him going down with that hamstring strain in the second half at the Emirates. But the news is that he did just come off as a precaution, and hopefully there's not going to be any problems there with Johnson. So look, at the end of the day, if Johnson isn't fit and he wants to stick Solomon in, I'm all for that. I do think Solomon is a really good option to have as well. And actually Solomon was playing really well. So here feel like there's a bit of, it's a bit hard on him to have come out the team. But I just think, if you're going to spend 47.5 million on a player, play him. And you can see all the attributes that Johnson's got, that raw pace, that directness. I think he can really trouble Liverpool in this game, and I think he can provide a really good option on that left hand side. So Johnson to start on the left, and up front, I gave it away a few moments ago, a wee little spoiler for you guys there, but it will be Heung-min Son starting up front. Sonny, 5 league goals already this season, 2 at the Emirates last week. The man is on fire at the moment. It's the way Sonny's playing at the moment. It's just brilliant. We haven't had to, we haven't missed Kane's goals because Sonny's sweeping up. He looks really. We know Sonny's quality, don't we? In front of goal, we know what a type of finisher that he is. He doesn't rush anything. His two goals last week at the Emirates were absolutely exquisite finishes. The first one, he's got absolutely no room to work with there. The second one is just such a composed, beautiful side foot finish into the bottom left hand corner. Sonny, there's goals for you in this game as well, my friend. And look, he's already got 5 league goals in the first 6 games of the season. If he carries on this way, there's no reason why Sonny can't be hitting 20 to 25 league goals this season, especially if he's going to be playing in that number 9 role himself. So that's my team, guys. Let's go through that again. Vicario in goal, flat back 4 of Porro, Romero, Van der Ven and Adogi, with Basuma and Sarr in that double pivot, with Maddison, Kulusevski and Brennan Johnson in the 3 behind our striker in this evening's game, Heung-min Son. Now moving on to my pre-match prediction and the scoreline. Now, I got my prediction right last week, the 2-2. Now, I think it's going to be a very, very similar scoreline, guys, in this match. I'm quite tempted to go for the 2-2 as well. I feel like my head is saying 2-2, but I'm actually going to edge with Spurs in this game. I'm going to go with a 3-2 win to Tottenham in this game. So I do think there's going to be goals, and I do think we're going to win by the odd 1 in 5. Now, let me know in the comments, guys, what's your prediction in the match? Who's favourites for this game? Probably most pundits, and it's probably most people would favour Liverpool, right? They would say that they're still the favourites for this game. I'm quite happy with that. I think all season long Spurs have been, really happy with that underdog status. It's galvanised us. But yeah, I'm going for 3-2 today. I think it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant match with chances at both ends. Hold on to your seats, guys, because this game is going to be high energy. Liverpool ain't going to sit back. They're going to want the win. But look, I'm saying 3-2. We've got a horrendous record. I think I heard on TalkSport this week that I think we've won 1 or something out of the last 21 games. So it's a terrible record, but records are there to be broken. I just feel at the moment with this Spurs team and the way that we're playing, we've got that bit between our teeth. I think we can do it today. And I think with the fans on our side, roaring the team on like they have done all season long, and the atmosphere that we're creating is just so intimidating. I think the crowd can be that 12th man and carry us over the line. So I'm so excited about this game today, as I'm sure you can see. I can't wait for it. I'm just so loving watching Ange Ball at the moment and just the team coming together. Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with my team? Are there any changes that you would make? Is Solomon, is it hard on him to be left out of the team? And would you make any changes? Could you maybe play Johnson on the right instead of Kulu? I'll be giving you my post-match reaction shortly after the final result today. So that video is coming. I really hope that you're enjoying my content and that you like this video. See you later, guys. And of course, as always, come on you Spurs.